Hi everyone, I'm back with another edition of the American Chess Magazine Puzzle Calendar. Let's get into the puzzles. This was the puzzle for April 17th. It was composed by Alexander Oshker in the year 2000. Again, all the puzzles in this series are white to move, mate in 2. If you want to try to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. So for me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 2 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. This is very similar to one of the puzzles from last edition's puzzles. So basically here the idea is a lot of queen close to king mating ideas. King to c6 is black's most annoying escape square, but then if white has the option of playing queen d7 checkmate, that would be ideal. If king takes e6, queen f7 check would be the best response. So that's why I landed upon the correct answer, which is queen to h7. Now again, if king e6, queen f7. If king to c6, then queen to d7. If king takes c4, then white has queen d3. If king d4, still queen d3. And black has no other king moves, therefore black will be mated into. This is the puzzle for April 18th. It was composed by Kenneth Braithwaite in the year 1981. Again, if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. For me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 4 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. Here, white has a lot of checks that look like they might work, but they all fall short in some way. For example, knight takes c3 check. Black does not have king c5 because of queen to c6 checkmate, but instead black plays rook to d4, taking advantage of the fact that after rook takes, black can still utilize this escape square, and even though white has mate in 3, it's not mate in 2, therefore it doesn't work for this puzzle. White also has the option of trying knight to c6 check, but the problem is that black's queen can take back, and this does come with check, which makes it a very annoying move to deal with. One potential solution I tried to find to this is bishop takes d2, pinning the queen to the king. Now white is threatening knight c6 mate, but unfortunately black can play knight takes d2, and after knight to c6, black can still take. White doesn't have mate in 2. So I thought, well, what about knight check on a different square? Now the reason I keep wanting to use this knight to give check is because this knight is sitting on the edge of the board right now and not really doing much in terms of controlling black's escape squares. Therefore, it's the ideal candidate for white to move away to try to give some sort of checkmate. And knight to a6 would be the ideal move, but of course the problem is that the queen is sitting on this square right now. If we want to move the queen away, ideally you should still keep guard of this a5 square, which is the escape square that the queen is currently guarding. Therefore, I thought of queen to b6. Now, if rook takes a4, check, white has bishop a6, blocking the check, and it does come with checkmate. If queen to c8 with the idea of stopping knight to a6, then white has knight c5 checkmate because the queen is controlling the square, and the rook is pinned so it can't block. After queen b6, black can't really run the king, and nor can they create some sort of escape square. Therefore, after queen b6, black has no defense, and white will be giving mate in 2. This was the puzzle for today, April 19th. It was composed by Juan Carlos Mora in the year 1961. Again, if you want to solve this puzzle for yourself, then go ahead and pause the video here. So for me, this puzzle had a difficulty rating of 5 out of 10 and a satisfaction rating of 5 out of 5. Here, black's king is very trapped, but unfortunately the problem is that all of white's pieces are doing something. What I mean by that is that each white piece is contributing some way to restricting black's king from moving, and that's unfortunate because it means we can't really spare a piece to give the mating check that we need. For example, if this knight moves, the black king can run this way. So the knight's guarding here. The queen, of course, is guarding so many squares. This king is surprisingly doing its part by guarding c6. This pawn is protecting the queen and preparing promotion. This pawn is guarding the knight, this bishop's guarding e8, so it's really hard to figure out a piece that isn't doing anything. But using the thought process from the previous puzzle, we see that this knight on c4 might be doing something, and well, this knight on c4 isn't doing anything right now, so we might be able to use it to do something and give checkmate. Of course, knight e5, this square is guarded too well by this knight, and if we take again, the problem is that the king can run to e8. So knight to b6 should be the check that we're aiming for here. Now, of course, the king's in the way, so we want to move it. King c5 doesn't work because of b3 check, and white cannot respond with checkmate. If king takes b5, unfortunately, black has bishop takes a6 check. Again, white cannot respond with checkmate. So king to a5 is the candidate move that we look at the most. This move is threatening. It's not threatening knight b6 because black can run the king, but it is threatening queen takes b5 checkmate. If black takes, a funny move is a takes b8 equals knight, and this is checkmate. If black plays king c6 trying to run away, queen takes b5 is mate. If bishop b7 trying to stop the mate somehow, white has queen takes b7. Oh, this isn't mate because black has knight c7, but instead what white should play is the move bishop to e8 checkmate. If black moves this knight, then knight e5 is checkmate. If the queen moves anywhere, then here white has queen takes b5 mate because black hasn't guarded against the threat. And if bishop takes a6, again, this runs into bishop e8 checkmate. Definitely a slightly more difficult puzzle, but it becomes a bit easier when you see the theme of clearing the square and trying to prepare checkmate. So those were the puzzles for this half week. They were definitely puzzles that looked a lot harder, but once you actually saw the idea, it became a lot easier. The videos for my surprise series will be coming out hopefully on Friday, assuming I can get all the technical details worked out. And that will be all for today. Bye.